Hey there, this is Malorian, and this is going to be, well, my high elves up against Skaven, but it's also going to be the first game of the month-long tournament for November. Basically, four opponents, you got to play them sometime over the month. This is my first one here. Now, I know I told you guys I was going to go with my orcs and goblins, but, when it came time to drive up to Fort Mac, my goblins and orcs were all spread around. These guys were packed ready to go. So guess what? We're going high elves. My first game here is going to be being the meeting engagement, and my only thing I didn't have start is my fire dragon, which really isn't that big deal. For him, he got pretty unlucky. He had a unit of slaves. He also had his big storm vermin horde not start on. His BSB won't start on, and two of his engineers won't start on. So yeah, he rolled a lot of ones. So overall, the board looks like this. Terrain isn't anything magical. We just threw things around. I mean, especially when you have a flying army like mine, terrain doesn't always matter super much anyway, and there's only a limited amount of terrain at the store anyway. But really here, going from left to right, I am going to have my Frost Phoenix, then I have my Noble on Griffin, my Archmage on Sun Dragon, and Eagle, another Frost Phoenix. I have a unit of 5 Reavers on either flank with spears and bows. Then I have 20 archers with full command in the building. What is that? 25 spearmen with banner hanging back with a repeater bolt thrower. For him, well, I already said the stuff he has going off because he has the 2 warp lightning cannons in the back. He has the 1 helping abomination, unit of slaves. Then he has those 2 characters. He has Queek there and also 1 engineer. Those probably should be in a unit, but he wants them to run back, and he really doesn't figure I can shoot them down first turn. Then he also has a horde of rat ogres. So clearly, that's where there's going to be lots of points. But hey, I know they have frenzy, and I know how to deal with that. So I get first turn, he doesn't steal it, and first thing I do is charge into this Hell Pit, because whereas I like to fly around and dominate the movement, Hell Pit can just say screw you and just randomly go whatever direction to get you. So this guy had to die, and so I'm going to go into them all, and I also have my Breath Weapon to try and make it so that he won't have regen or won't come back. After everything is said and done, I am not able to get it done. I do a few wounds to him, but he's stubborn and he holds. He was actually out of the range of Queek, but he got lucky. Nothing happened. You can see I brought up my Sun Dragon. He's there to kind of threaten everything. I got off, a spell to move him even closer, so got me a ward save. I have the Eagle there to redirect his Rat Ogres, and otherwise my Phoenix is there ready to flank it. And that was really it. I would have liked to do more with shooting and stuff, but he stopped my fireball. I did some shooting into that 1 engineer, only did 1 wound, but yeah, I mean, normally I'd set up my archers to take down one of the war machines, but because I deployed first, they're kind of too far away to do much. I did a little bit of shooting into the Rat Ogres too, and did like 1 wound or 2, but that's it. His turn, he has his charges, so the Rat Ogres go into the Eagle, and the slaves join into the combat down here. Now, he's going to be getting now a bunch of ranks and a charge and all this stuff, but now I have two monsters that can Thunderstomp, so that's actually a good thing. Over here, he shoots both cannons at my guy here. One of them is going to be like strength 2 and do nothing, and then the other one is going to be a charm shield. That was on a low strength one, and then a big like strength 10 thing comes through me, kills my level 1 guy on the top there, and also does a couple of wounds to my dragon. So I passed my monster reaction test, but this is 1 mage down already, and it's not that big of a deal. She's not too important. Otherwise, I finally finish off that 1 Hell Pit Abomination, but it's going to be coming back. That's right, he rolled a 6, and I did no wounds with my Flaming Breath. So yeah, bad news. Otherwise, he kills the Eagle, he overruns, and yeah, you can see there with all my reforms, I'm going for Operation Kill the big, like, 800-point unit. You can also see from his turn, he came on with his big unit of the Storm Vermin. All the characters jumped in, and he has slaves behind me to kind of help out. So on my turn, yeah, here's showing him like, rolling that 6, coming back. It's one of these things that happens. I mean, I try and stop it with the Flaming Breath, but when it happens, what can you do? Otherwise, with my charges, the Flame Dragon or Sun Dragon goes into the Hell Pit to try and kill it again. And then my Reavers go into the Warp lightning cannon. And then over here, supercharge. So he's already done 1 wound to my noble. I believe my dragon's taken a wound too. But yeah, with all this, this is perfect. I'm not going to be able to take away steadfast, but I'm going to be able to kill him. And you can see at the top there too, the Reavers are set up to shoot down his Rattling gun and then redirect him away from the fight, just to give me enough time to beat him overall. I also help a lot where I use that Walk Between Worlds to get my Spearmen over here, so they'll be ready to flank and take away Steadfast later. So after everything is said and done, yeah, I really mess up those Rat Ogres. They do some wounds back, but nothing really too serious. 2 wounds to the 1 Frost Phoenix is about it. The Help It, this was, worth it. He comes back, but I get 12 for my number of hits with the Breath Weapon and just kill him off. So that's pretty good. Otherwise, the Warp Lightning Cannon is gone, and yeah, that's really it. So on his turn, the Slaves go into the flank of my Phoenix. He also goes into the flank of the Reavers. Over here, he tries to go after the dragon. And this, I think this one too was like strength 2, but he managed to wound the dragon. I fail my armor save, and then he only rolled a 1 for the number of wounds. So just some War Machine craziness going on. Otherwise, after everything, it looks like this. So I'm killing more Rat Ogres. He's still steadfast, so what can I really do? Otherwise, yeah, he did another wound to that Frost Phoenix. I'm going to need to heal that guy up. But he's also killed the Reavers and reformed the Face Me, so I'm on a clock now. So basically, the Spearmen charge in. I beat them, take away their steadfast. They get away, though, because on his turn, he cast off the spell so that my guys can't fly. So I'm rolling 2d6 to chase rather than the 3. So, yeah, Rat Ogres got away. He's still steadfast with the slaves, so they're there. But it's nice. I got the 1 Frost Phoenix into his Storm Vermin, so that's going to hold them up. The dragon tried to charge into the Warp Lightning Cannon, but failed because, again, I couldn't fly. And otherwise, I'm just set up there with the Reavers to really make sure it dies next turn. But it doesn't matter, because on his turn, he just misfires and explodes. So there you go. After these combats go on, pretty much he goes after my 1 Frost Phoenix, and I just do 2 wounds to him. He does nothing to me, but he has 3 ranks in the flank. I break, and luckily he doesn't run me down. But yeah, I kind of was planning that Frost Phoenix to beating those rats. So whatever, that's the way it goes. And then the other combat there, I just attacked the regular unit. He did a couple of wounds to my Frost Phoenix. I lose by 2, and I hold in that one. So that's great, because if that one would have broke 2, I would have been in a lot of trouble. So on my turn, it's supercharge time again. I have the Griffin and the Spearmen go to the flank of the slaves. And remember, they're in the woods, so they're really not steadfast or anything good like that. The Griffin and the Rider are both on 1 wound, so I'm probably going to lose them. But hey, whatever, I need these guys gone. And then, yeah, both my dragons join in the other combat. The Sun Dragon had to clip because of where the Frost Phoenix was, and it rallies. So after this is done, I destroy. First of all, I do the combat on the left. He issues a challenge. I'm going to fight him with my mage, because why not? He actually survives. I do like tons of thunderstorms to him, and he rolls tons of 6s. So Queek is living with 1 wound. Otherwise, I'm doing lots of damage to the unit, but, they're steadfast, so they don't care. Then I go over and I destroy the slaves there. They explode, and so that's going to kill my Griffin and do some wounds to my Reavers, but hey, at least that unit is gone. And even though, 100 points just took out my whatever point Griffin and Noble, hey, the big thing also with this game here too is that you get 1 point for playing, 1 point for winning, 1 point for killing the enemy general, and 1 point for tabling. So I really do need to try and kill everything. And after this, in the next round of combat, I kill Queek, tons of thunderstomps, the unit breaks, and that's the game. So there you go, a win for the High Elves. I got the full 4 points I could possibly get. And really what this game comes down to is 2 main things. One, he was actually kind of an inexperienced player. This is only his 2nd game of Skaven. He's going into this tournament kind of learn how to play Skaven. So that kind of helped. But I think the biggest thing, even larger than that, is that he didn't really have a good matchup here. You know, with me being able to go first, charging what I want, most of his things, I mean, Skaven's really good at castling and kind of coming at you in waves and overwhelming, but when you have flyers, I'm just dancing all over the place. And I mean, sure, I mean, maybe he could have done a better job of just staying back and castling, trying to hit me with the warp lightning and the warp lightning cannon. That probably was one big mistake there, is that during his picking his spells, he actually took whatever random things he got. Whereas, you know, for me, I would have just taken Warp Lightning for everything and try and zap my things down. But he also got bad luck with what stuff started. So hard to castle, and a lot of your stuff won't be even starting on the board. So that's a real hassle. And then his Warp Lightning cannons kind of failed him too. So kind of a comedy of errors. He did have it really pretty nice there where the Hell Pit jumped back up, but then he just died right again with a bunch of Flaming Breath. So overall, I mean, I found it fun. On his side, though, definitely I think he got pretty frustrated because what can you do? I mean, one of the things he really wanted to use was a Doom Rocket, but right off the bat there, they pretty much had to charge those Reavers, and then they were in combat again with the Phoenixes and then everything else. So it's one of those things where you really don't have a lot of control in a matchup like this. But hey, we'll see how it does against some of the other armies in this tournament where they're going to have, you know, Terror Geist and Demon Princes and stuff like that. So either way, catch you later.